What's just the scouting report on Riverside for you guys?
Oh, we played them last year and had a heck of a game with them. We had a hard time slowing them down, and we got 3 of those guys that played a lot for them back, and so we know we're going to have our hands full. They can really score. The guards are really good, so we didn't schedule real easy this year. We got a lot of quad 2, quad 3 games, some quad 1s, not many quad 4s, so tough schedule, and tomorrow night will be a tough game.
Probably the opposing leading scorer is probably one of the higher guys you're going to play this season. They got almost 20 points a game, shoot 60% from 3. He 19 points a game, shoots 54 overall, hasn't taken many threes, but he's 9 for 15 from 3, 8 for 15, 9 for 15 from 3. So, he's a really good player. He took the most shots against us last year. He really was aggressive last year.
Do you go back to last season's film at all? Or are they playing any different?
Well, they had a big center last year. They had a big guy they went into about every time. Now, they got some nice inside players this year, but nobody. They had a 7'2" guy who was really thick that gave us some problems last year. But there are a lot of similarities. They're running a lot of same stuff. Really well-coached team, really connected, organized. Like I said, we're going to have to play really good. They're 6-3 for a reason. They play together very well.
How important is it going to be to establish some of those counters when more teams are just going to throw more guys? It's obviously going to start to come.
Yeah, other guys got to step up. It's good that we got Brennan. And a lot of teams have already. Been really trying to take it out of his hand, doubling him, playing him full court. So he's getting used to it, and I think he's handled it really, really well.
Does it seem like Will's still going to continue playing 37, 38, 39 minutes a game, or is there hope they can get him a little more of a breather in the coming weeks?
Like I said, he's able to handle it. We take some possessions off in practice, to make sure we're not overdoing it. But every game will be different. We may get in foul trouble. There's always something that can change what you're trying to do. We've been working Brennan at point. We've been working other guys, with Will off the floor, just to try to be prepared for that. But when he's on the floor, we're a better team, so we try to keep him out there as much as possible.
What is it specifically that makes him capable of doing that? Is it just a lot of guys who couldn't run for 40 minutes a game and still be effective?
Well, he's experienced. He's been around a long time. He knows kind of when to pace himself, when not to. So I think he's done a tremendous job these last 5 games. I was on him a little bit early in the year, but in the last 5 games, I got no complaints. He's played awfully well.
Quincy's been shooting it from 3 pretty good the last couple of games. How much are you seeing that open the floor up for the rest of the offense?
Well, it really, helps our offense a bunch. He and Will both shot it well the other day, so that does help our offense. We've got to get the ball to Dante more. We anticipate a few doubles tomorrow. A lot of people have been doubling him because he's pretty hard to handle one-on-one, especially if he gets in the paint. So, we know we'll have our hands full. But Dante, we need to keep getting him the ball. His percentages are good. Good things happen when we get him the ball.
It seemed like you guys used a little bit more of the press last game, and it was that much more effective. Just, how do you feel like that's coming along and getting more of the defenses installed at this point?
Well, it was good because Tyrone gave us some minutes, Luke gave us some minutes. So when we can play 8 or 9 guys, then you can press. If you're only playing 6 or 7, it becomes a little bit more difficult. And like you mentioned, Will playing 40 minutes in that, it makes it a little difficult to press, depending on the number of guys you're playing. Our best pressing teams, we were always playing 8, 9, maybe even 10 guys. So. I hope to continue to develop the depth. I thought Tyrone played really good last game. Luke's been giving us better minutes. Khalil, we just need to get him geared up. But, when we can play those 8, and then,
Gabe's ready to go, and Brady's ready to go, James ready to go. We've got some other guys there we can put in.
During those early games in the season where you guys were shooting, having some shooting struggles from three, talk about the choice of shots. I feel like their shot selection has improved over the season.
Some guys are a little optimistic, about things. I've always said it's a fine line. You got to give them some freedom to let it go, but I try to show them shots that I don't like, that aren't high percentage shots, and kind of try to come to some agreement on it, But no, to answer your question, for example, Quincy got on a roll, hit those three, then he had to try to take one off a dribble, and then he took a 35-footer, you still got to, use some sense, because that'll take you out of a rhythm. You take three really good ones and hit them, then you take a bad one, that can take you out of a rhythm. And that's what I try to explain to guys. Eugene, the first, when he played here, he started off the year just firing threes. And I said, hey, good ones. You're a good shooter, but you got to take good shots. That didn't change for anybody. And his percentage took off. He took fewer, but he took a lot better ones. And we're taking 23 a game. With percentage we're shooting, that's too many, especially when good things happen for Dante. So, again, it's a fine line. I've talked to some of them about their optimism, but we still want to be aggressive. I think 20 is a good number for us, especially if Quincy, Will, Brennan. Brennan's a better shooter than he's shown, but took 4 or 5 weeks off with that high ankle sprain, and he hasn't bounced back. But his numbers in practice before he got hurt lead me to believe he can shoot it. His history, leads me to believe he can shoot it. So we're still going to give him some opportunities, but some of our guys, catch and shoot threes, a lot higher percentage, especially if they're coming from inside out, than shots off the dribble and step backs, and it's not a good shot.
Timeline for Keyshawn still next week at best?
No, we're probably not going to see those guys before Christmas. We haven't had them on the floor, so what is today, the 13th? So, hopefully when we come back from Christmas, they're able to practice. We got a few days there. We could get them, some time and try to get some things organized. But I don't anticipate anything, before Christmas.
Is that Nate, Keyshawn, and Jermaine?
Yeah.
With the lack of available bodies, does that make it sort of more important to find those hands in some games?
I don't know. We got enough guys. We just got to grind through it. We're going to have up and down through the season, and we got a little short-handed here. But I look across the country, a lot of people short-handed. It is what it is. You got to grind through it. And I'm disappointed for Keyshawn, and I'm disappointed for Jermaine, and I'm disappointed for guys who can't play, Ethan and Nate. But the rest of the guys, it's an opportunity. You gotta take a hold of it, and you got to find a way to compete and win games. And I think we were feeling a little sorry for ourselves early in the year, and we didn't compete like we should. And then Will turned it on and got guys to compete. I've told you guys the last 5 games. That's him telling those guys, we got to compete. I've been telling them since the beginning of the season. You see how they listen to me, but they really got together and decided, hey, we got to compete. And Will, Dante, Quincy are the 3 that really have got the team together, and got them to compete a lot harder. And that's not always going to guarantee a win, but at least it'll put us in position to win. And then we've got to make good plays. We got to hit some shots. Got to figure some things out. But we got to get in that position. The only way you do that is play hard and compete, grind. And that's kind of where we're at right now with 3 tough opponents coming up, but tough one tomorrow night.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, guys.